And remember that you can lie in any way that feels comfortable, or you can even sit, or you can even stand if that feels better for you today. And as you're settling in, you might just notice the sounds in the room, where you are at home or here in the studio. How the sounds can come to you. You don't have to reach out for them or seek and destroy. They just come to you. How it's possible to just receive. And maybe you notice some smells, or a taste lingering in the mouth. And what is there arising in your visual field? Maybe the eyes are open or closed. Can you welcome what's here? And you might welcome the feeling of the support you've created, the blankets, the props, and how they almost rise up to meet you. And you could even feel into the floor beneath the props. And below that, the foundation of the house. And somewhere below that, the earth. All here to support you. And as you sense and welcome all of this support, do you notice any feelings of ease or comfort? Maybe okayness is present today. Whatever sensation of well-being might be arising for you, can you stay with it for a few moments now? We spend a little time nourishing this inner resource so that it can continue to support us through the practice and through our lives. So whatever sensations are present, be they ease or peace, comfort, safety, okayness, we locate them as sensation in the body. You might notice an image or a memory that seems to go along with this sensation. And perhaps calling upon this image or memory helps to even enhance the sensation. But we keep coming back to the felt sense. And then let your attention rest for a moment in the heart. And noting if there's an intention present. It might be simply to stay present for this meditation. Or it might be something a little more long-term. Some action you wish to take into your life. And so we welcome this intention as an affirmative statement, as the truth in this moment, an already accomplished fact. And you might note how this intention supports any sense of a heartfelt mission in your life, some guiding star by which you live or would like to live your life. Maybe it's the principle of compassion or love, honesty, or pure presence. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Feeling into this for a few moments and just noticing what's here. Any sensation of a heartfelt mission. And how that feels right now in the body. And then following along as we scan through the body, And at any time, if something calls to your attention that feels important to stay with, then let my words move into the background. Staying with what's most important for you. But noticing sensation that might be arising inside the mouth. Maybe there's a lot of sensation, or maybe there's very little or none at all. Remembering that nothing is something too. And if we feel into the hinge of the jaw and this space at the back of the mouth, between the teeth, you might trace that sensation back into the back of the cranium. And perhaps your attention blossoms into the whole back of the cranium, feeling the whole back of the head. And noticing how sensation can travel through the head, perhaps into the front of the head, the face, the skin of the face, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks. And into the sides of the head, the ears, the ear canals. Until eventually the whole head is just one sphere of pure sensation. And letting attention travel down through the neck and into the heart. And perhaps it's the organ of the heart, or more the feeling heart at the center of the chest. And as you stay with sensation here, by and by you might begin to let your attention broaden out into the front of the chest and the back of the chest. And into the sides of the chest, and even flowing down into the arms, into the hands. And sensation almost pooling in the palms of the hands. And then letting attention flow down into the solar plexus, this very center of the mid-torso. And you might gradually become aware of this area at the front of the lower rib cage, the diaphragm, the back of the lower rib cage, the lower fibers of the diaphragm, the upper fibers of the psoas. And then even the two sides of the lower ribs and the abdomen. Just noticing where your attention takes you. And then letting attention drift down into the pelvis, this very center of the pelvis. And you might notice how it can blossom forward and back into the front of the pelvis and the back of the pelvis. How sensation can bloom into the two sides of the pelvis and flow down through the legs, into the feet, until sensation seems to almost pool in the soles of the feet. And then we can widen our attention and welcome both the feet and the legs, the whole torso, inside and outside, the arms, the hands, the neck, and the cranium. Until the whole body now is just one sphere of pulsing, radiant sensation. You might notice how you are aware of the sensation. And how the breath, as it's been flowing all along, how it is animating and participating in your experience of the body as sensation. And you might reach for that inner resource. Or perhaps it feels right to step back into a feeling of just being. Or even into this awareness. This feeling of witnessing. And there might be an emotion or a thought or a feeling that comes drifting by. Noticing how it lands in the body. And how maybe it brings its opposite along with it. And so if there is an emotion or a thought or any sensation present, and if its opposite is present, you might just move back and forth a few times. noticing how these sensations are arising in the body. And then if it feels right, you might welcome both opposites at the same time. And noticing what's now present. Noticing how you are aware of what's now present. And noting any sensations of joy or gratitude. Maybe there's a warmth in the heart, or a gentle smile inside the mouth. And as we move towards completion of this practice, I invite you to welcome in again your heartfelt mission, this guiding star. And as you nurture this deep longing, you might think back on the practice and note if there's any new intention you'd like to establish, or you can reaffirm the intention you set at the beginning of the practice. Noting what feels right for you. And then knowing yourself as the spacious presence in which everything is arising, living for a while, and dissolving. And at the same time, welcoming your environment, the feeling of the body supported by the props, by the earth, the feeling of the air on the skin. Letting the inhale begin to deepen. The body begin to move in any way that feels right. Coming back into your wide awake and alert state of being.